All right, everybody, we think we've got it. Let us know if you can hear us. Sorry about that. That's what happens when you put Steph in charge of audio.
Hey, listen. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. I still have to fix this.
It seems like everyone's saying yes. So either everyone's just saying yes because they're overtly positive, or they can hear it. Ah, yes, there we go. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. Stephanie likes to push all the buttons when she was a kid, and she walked into an elevator. She did this thing. So that's what I'm assuming.
Not true.
That's what I'm assuming happened.
That's not true.
It's good to see all of you. It's amazing to see all of you. Sorry for the little hiccup there at the beginning. It happens.
It's live.
It's live. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
My setup. I have this whole setup here, and on the computer, and I saved it, but apparently the audio didn't get saved. So, what can you do? Happens.
It happens.
But it's good to see everybody here. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see everybody.
Yeah, it's awesome to see everybody. It's despite we're all in a global lockdown, this is really cool to see you all. And well, we had so much fun chatting with you all last time that we've been trying to find time to do this again. If it were up to me, I would go live every day. Unfortunately, being as sick as I am, that's just not possible. Like last night, I think I slept for all of what 45 minutes, Steph?
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Yeah, it was a rough night.
So our audio, our audio levels okay. That's actually very difficult to say.
Can you all hear us all right? I mean, wow, Stephanie's trying to take the long road to everything today. If you have a problem hearing us, let us know. Thanks.
I'm a little soft on the sound. Maybe I need to be closer. I'll just get real close. Is that better? Is that good? I'm usually pretty loud too.
She's so loud our neighbors normally hear us.
Hello to everybody in the chat.
Hey.
It's so good to see you. Oh my gosh, Victoria.
Oh, Victoria, thank you
so much.
You are awesome.
Oh, we love seeing you guys. It has been a rough week this week. Actually, I haven't even got to do my update post yet from chemo round 2 or anything. It's just been crazy.
Yeah, it's been brutal.
It's just been, the exhaustion has just been out of control. I didn't realize how exhausting things would be with everything going on with outside the world, and then everything that's going on with our stuff as well. It's just been it's been a long week. So
it's been a month this week.
We are so happy to be here with you
guys.
Yeah,
this is like the biggest sense of peace and joy that we get is coming to talk to you all. And it's the funny thing is, after our last live, we got a slew of messages asking us when we're going to go live again. We're like, oh, okay, cool. So it was awesome for us, and we didn't realize it was as awesome for y'all. So thank you so much for, I guess today, last time was hanging out with us. Now it's tea time. Stephanie's got her tea.
I have my tea.
Didn't make me any tea though.
So Sean doesn't handle tea very well.
That's
it makes
true.
him very sick.
That's true.
Black tea is the only one. And this is Irish black tea, which I love. I think it's called Irish breakfast. Kind of like English breakfast, but it's a little bit stronger. And it makes Sean sick. So I didn't make him a tea because he gets sick. And he's been sick enough. I don't need to make him sicker with tea. So.
Yeah, for whatever reason, we found out the hard way that tea has tannins in it, like wine. So we were like, oh. And Stephanie made this. We both work crazy long hours, and Stephanie made this like uber mega like all spark Transformers black tea where we steeped like 50 bags. Right? It was pure caffeine, and I took a sip, and I'm like, wow, that caffeine doesn't normally affect me, and I started getting really warm. I'm like, wow, that's strange. I'm an immediate beeline and just vomited for like 8 hours straight. I'm like, what? So yeah, it turns out I have problems with some tea. B-Bergs! Happy Easter, Bonnie.
So much, Bonnie.
Thank you so much. You were awesome.
That was awesome.
And thank you for your kind words, Nurse Nancy. That was very kind of you for giving me the ability to be exhausted. Thank you so much, Nurse Nancy. You were awesome. Josh Ford, thank you for super chat. You guys are amazing. Yeah. Ginger tea helps with nausea. It does. Stephanie and I've been juicing. Actually, really, Stephanie's juicing. I'm drinking. She's juicing, and she's been putting real ginger in my orange juice / carrot juice, and it's very good. Green tea is good. Yerba mate is my favorite kind of tea. If we're going to talk tea time, yerba mate is certainly my favorite. Green tea is good.
We have some matcha tea as well.
Matcha is awesome. Matcha reminds me of LA.
I can't really get past the color of the tea. It kind of freaks me out because it's green. So I just drink my black tea. It does really well for me.
I'd like to say hi to Mike Slater, who's jumping in from night shift at an eerily quiet airport. I cannot imagine working at the airport right now or any other place where it would be eerily quiet. Have a great day at work. Thank you so much for dropping in, too. It's really awesome for you to drop in before work.
Yeah, and Crazy Cat Traveler, they were saying that tea causes an allergic reaction. I didn't know that until it happened to Sean, and I started researching it, and it's a very small percentage of the population.
Welcome to me!
And it's tannins, the same tannins that are in wine. Well, not the same, but tannins like that are in wine are in tea, and that can give you a reaction to throw up. So, yeah, who knew? We know now.
If there's like a thing where, you know, all those commercials where they say, you know, some people have experienced vomiting, diarrhea, death, irritation, blah, 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 blah. I would get every single one of those plus new ones that they're like, we're not going to list this one. No one's going to get it. Bing, I'm the one who got it. ARCJCM, what up? Thank you so much for your super chat. You guys are awesome.
Oh, it's so good to see all of you in here. It's just amazing. You guys do brighten our day. Like Sean was mentioning, and I mentioned, it's been a long week for us. I will tell you, update since I haven't made an update post. Chemo round 2 was last Wednesday.
Papa Mozo, thank you so much.
Thank you. If you didn't know, Papa Mozo, thank you so so much. That's amazing. We love you all so much. For the chemo stuff, Jacksonville, we're up there 3 days. So Sean does chemo on Wednesday. He gets a pump installed on Wednesday evening after the main chemo session is finished. And then he goes back to the hotel. It's a 42-hour slow chemo drip after that. So he has this really cool pump. I like to call it Little Chernobyl because it sits on there. And I had to go through this whole entire training procedure of how to clean it up if there's a radiation spill. So I really did feel like I needed a hazmat suit and everything.
Yeah.
So it's Little Chernobyl. He gets a little fanny pack. He wears that for 42 hours. And then we go back on Friday around 2 o'clock is usually our appointment, and he gets it removed, and then we come home. So it really is a quick procedure. It's not long. I mean, I guess it is 3 days, but as far as what we thought it was going to be, it's a lot shorter, and it isn't really. The procedure is what it is. Sean, we now know after round 2 that Sean's body can handle all of the chemo drugs except the final 25-30 minutes so of the.
But I plugged back in.
The last drug, for some reason, so your body has a saturation point of, apparently we've been told, of chemo. And Sean's takes it all up until the very last 25 minutes or so of the very last drugs. There's 2 drugs that he's on, the very last round of dripping that he's on. And so he has a bit of a reaction where he's sweating, he's sick, everything's really bad. On round 1, they did stop the chemo drip completely. And on this round, Sean had all his reaction, did everything, and he said, "Hook me back up."
Yeah,
I was so proud of him.
I wasn't about to tap out this time around, especially because it turns out the first time I only had like 2 or 3 minutes left. The last time I had like 45 minutes to an hour left.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay, well, regardless, that was a lot, and I didn't want to skip it, so I plugged back in because I personally believe I need every little ounce of that nonsense that I'm putting in my body to help. Fred B, thank you so much for your super chat. Said, I think of you too when I'm lonely. You raise me up. You both are angels. Thank you. Well, you're our angel. Thank you so much, Fred. We're always here. If you want to chat, come chat with us. I don't want anyone to feel lonely. I understand loneliness now more than anything. The chemotherapy for me, I know chemo is different for everybody, but for me, the radiation treatment has brought me to a very dark and isolated, desperate place at night. I am usually up from about 1 o'clock in the morning till about 8 o'clock in the morning, just vomiting and hurling, sometimes screaming and crying. I try to suspend the screaming so I don't wake Stephanie up, but during the day when she's up, I don't withhold that. It's brutal, and you start to really feel a sense of you are all alone and you're on this thing all by yourself. And I know I'm not. I've got Stephanie. I've got an amazing family. I've got this unbelievable community. So thank you to everybody for everything you've ever done for us. But I understand loneliness. So if anyone out there during this insane time is feeling alone, is feeling like I just can't cope, we are here for you. Come chat us up. We're always available. And if you can't get a hold of us, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Sometimes I'm sick. To everyone who's writing us private messages, thank you so much. To those of you who are writing us public messages to tell us to check our private messages, thank you. We are honestly trying to get through all the messages. It's just a lot, and Some days are good, some days are bad. Yesterday I had every intention of doing a ton of work, and yesterday nothing was happening. I just got so violently ill, and my body was like, no, it's just not happening. Pam Downing, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is awesome of you.
And yes, the numbers. If you guys were looking at our Instagram stories or Facebook or anything, Sean's has a number called it's an antigen number, but it's a cancer marker, and it basically will measure how much cancer is in your body. So you have cancer cells. A normal person is supposed to be under 35. Yeah. That's it, just 35. Sean's, when he went into the hospital in February, was over 29,000.
Yeah, which is why the doctors said, put your head between your legs and kiss your butt goodbye. They were, I'm not being insincere here. I'm not mocking my situation. They were super cold about it and basically scolding me like, how dare you get cancer and be almost dead? I'm like, I didn't know. Sorry. So they were really rude about it. But yeah, anyway.
So 29,000, over 29,000. And Sean's last numbers after one round of chemo were down to 17,000.
Yeah, and mind you, we just finished round 2, and I start round 3 on Wednesday. So the data that we have is very far behind what I should be at now, right?
No, Sean got his numbers before we did chemo round 2. So those were the numbers starting. On this next round on Wednesday, we get the numbers for chemo round 1 and 2 to see where we've gone progressing.
Which is exactly what I said. The numbers that we have do not reflect where I'm at now.
So the big thing is that the numbers are great, and we're really excited about that. But our big thing will be coming from on the 29th of April. So that's 3 Wednesdays from now. Sean will get his CT scan, which is an X-ray. That will definitively show us if the tumors, where they are, where they have shrunk to. We will actually physically get to see them. So we're really excited about that. So the 29th, stay tuned. It's going to be a big day. Of course, we'll get the numbers, and I'll post those on Wednesday when we get that in, and then we'll go from there. But we're hoping that the numbers keep dropping and that CT scan shows amazing things.
Yeah, my point was basically I'm hoping that the numbers that we've seen now are going to be significantly less, considering I'm entering treatment number 3. So I'm really hoping that I'm feeling an excessive amount of pain, which I like to think is the physical manifestation of my cancer being eaten away and dying. It's the only way I can describe this pain. Bonnie Bergstein said Zofran, Ativan. That's actually a significant portion of the cocktail they've given me. They've also added a Zofran alternative in between my Zofrans, and of course the pain meds, which don't work at all. I don't know why people like these particular meds. They don't do a thing for me except make me itchy.
Yeah, Sean doesn't do well with the oxy, but they gave him something else as well, and it's still, it takes him down a couple stops as far as pain goes, but...
Yeah, I'm usually going from a 10 to like a 7. I don't really get below a 7 lately, so it's all good. What are you going to do?
I am putting this up here because somebody asked...
For our P.O. box?
Yeah. About our address. Here it is. If you want to send us cards and stuff, that would be, we don't ask that or anything, but if you would like to, that's our P.O. box.
We have so many cards. Stephanie came out. Stephanie looked like she robbed the post office. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's so great to go pick those up. I'm in full gear, got gloves, got the mask on. I'm like, when I'm pulling out all these boxes.
And I just wanted to say, we love you too. NYC Rocks, didn't miss your comment. You guys are awesome. So great to see all of you here. Thank you for the love.
That's amazing.
Oh, cool. You got the P.O. box. Nice.
Yes. Got it up there. So, yeah, how's everybody doing in this crazy time? Let's...
What are you all doing to pass the time? For those of you who have a job, awesome. Congratulations. I'm glad that you're up and working, and I hope that you maintain that. For those of you who are in our group of the world who are currently jobless, we feel for you. Hopefully the world will course correct and get back to normal very quickly. Yes. So what are you doing right now to pass the time? If you're not working, what are you doing? We're creating content for our channel, and we wanted to reach out to you all and just hang out. But what are you doing? Emma from Emma Cruises says she got this big old adult coloring book. Is that right?
Paint by numbers.
Paint by numbers, nice.
But like super difficult. She was just telling me that there's a difficulty scale. It goes to 5, and she got a 4-5. So she said that the spaces are really, really small. So that ought to keep her occupied for quite a while. I'm sure that will take her a few days to finish that, but I can't wait to see her finished piece. So if you're not following Emma, go to Cruising Isn't Just for Old People on Facebook. I'm sure she will be posting that painting of her paint by numbers. It'd be fun. It would be fun to see. I can't wait.
Thank you, Sarah, for your super chat.
You, Sarah.
What? You were awesome.
Oh, and yeah, thank you so much to all the nurses. I know Josh Ford, you're a nurse. Of course, Nurse Nancy. There's
Robbie.
a lot of you guys. Robbie, thank you guys for doing what you're doing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I do not know how nurses do what they do. We see so many nurses. My medical team is amazing. I have a pit crew, ninjas, legit ninjas. But even my nurses at like the Quest Labs, everybody is so upbeat. Like, given our situation, we like to make personal connections with everybody we're dealing with. This is not a one-off. We don't just see this person and leave. We have a personal connection with all of our lab technicians, everybody. And the thing I love about every single one of these nurses is just how dedicated they are to their craft and to their job, and how much love and empathy they still have despite everything they have to go through and all the whining and the complaining that we hear. We're sitting there just in our room and you can hear people yelling and screaming about not being able to have your partner come with you or whatever the situation is. It's just everyone's at this highest of tension, and here you are having the nurses just like even keeled. And they're so kind and so wonderful. So for my personal nurses, I like to say thank you, and for all the nurses around the world, thank you so much for doing what you do, putting your lives at risk, putting your health at risk to keep us all healthy. You're awesome.
Yes, thank you so much for what you do. I got people. Let's see, Tabitha's starting a container garden. That sounds fun.
That sounds very cool.
We have a lot of people saying gardening.
Do you like grow containers, like little Tupperware? You got like little soup ones, and you got like a big bowl for like parties. You like, no, all right.
We got, let's see, gardening, cooking. I've heard a lot of people are learning how to cook. Learning new languages.
Oh, that's cool. I would love to learn some new languages.
Let's see.
I want to learn Tagalog. I know I've just grossly mispronounced it.
Let's see. You got teachers in here who are teaching remotely. Thank you for doing that as well. I used to be a teacher, if you didn't know that, and I can't imagine how difficult that is. Thank you for all that you do as well, for keeping our students engaged and all that. I'm sure it's very, very difficult. Reading, making face masks. You guys are so awesome for doing that. You guys sent us a bunch of stuff. Thank you so much for that. So we are definitely protected for that kind of stuff.
Hey Richie, thank you so much.
Hi Richie, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I will get Stephanie a wonderful cocktail, but I will get myself a mocktail. My last drink on the MSCC side was the very last time that I am allowed to drink alcohol. This moment of silence for all of the wonderful drinks that have been made for me in the past, but that's unfortunately part of the deal. But thank you so much. And iographer Dave, thank you for your super chat. What?
Hi Dave.
If any of you have iPhones or Androids or iPads or tablets and you want to shoot video, you got to go to that guy right there, iographer. The man who owns the company, his name is Dave. We've known him for years and years and years, and he makes awesome stuff. We've taken our iographers everywhere, all around the world.
Let's see. Walking and riding bikes. That's great.
Riding bikes is fun.
I heard a lot of people that are getting out in fresh air and all that stuff. We haven't been doing that. We don't have the energy, but I'm so happy that you do. It's so great. We see everybody on the paths and stuff. It's just wonderful to see everybody out and about and making the most of this really difficult situation. Not out at the stores, though. Please stay out at the stores. We just came from Target. And it was so crowded.
Yeah.
So crowded.
Look, if you need stuff, by all means, go get it. But there was an awful lot of window shopping, like a lot of empty carts. I get it. We're all bored, but whoa, it's dangerous because every time I go outside, I have to think twice. I look like the guy, one of the dudes from Monsters Inc. He's controlled me with his mind powers. I didn't know what I was doing. Those guys who come and scan you. I'm wearing gloves and masks, and I feel like I should wear a motorcycle helmet, maybe a raincoat. I don't know what it is, but man, there's a lot of coughing and sneezing and a lot of people making me nervous. But if you have to go outside because you're going stir crazy, run around and do loops in your backyard. Please don't go to Target.
Yes. A lot of puzzles. People are playing
puzzles
games
are cool.
And puzzles and Zoom stuff. It's a great
Tons
way
of Zoom.
to get with your family and all that stuff.
Our friends at work have started a lot of Zoom games and stuff. We keep missing them, but it's fun.
Papa Mozo, thank you so much. Dedicated to Nurse Nancy and all the RNs. They are superheroes. They for sure have the hardest jobs right now.
No offense to any doctors out there, but nurses work way harder. Sorry, I know that from experience. I see my doctor 1/8% of the time that I see all my amazing nurse staff. So, and the cool thing about our nurses is they know us by name. They know everything about us. They make fun of us. They joke with us. They know, like for example, they know when it's lunchtime. They're like, Steph, I'm going to get you a turkey sandwich. They already know that Stephanie wants a turkey sandwich. It's very funny.
You're just only on day 2.
Right. And that was only the second time we had been there. I don't know. There's something amazing about the world going crazy, and the only people who are really truly sane are the nurses. It's pretty cool. I like it.
And yeah, for everybody else, the essential workers as well. So people who are actually keeping Target open and the Publix and grocery stores and all that stuff. We are thankful for you as well. It's a lot of crazy stuff right now. I'm sorry what you guys are going through. Hope your companies are keeping you safe and all that. Our Publix is doing great. Today was I had to go there to get Sean's medications, so I had to pick up a prescription, and they installed a new system where they're only letting a certain number of people go in the store, which is fantastic. But the people that are going in there are like, they've lost their minds. Like, they don't really realize what's going on. They have arrows on the floor to keep aisles going one way, because didn't know if you guys know this, but virus doesn't just go front to back. It goes sideways too. So when you're passing someone in the aisle, you could spread something to them. So they did a really good job at keeping all the aisles going one direction. But it's like, people are like, I don't understand. So they're not really getting the arrow technology, because it's extreme technology, arrows and one-way streets and all,
Heidi says she finally found flour but no toilet paper. We finally got toilet paper today. We have a circle of friends on Facebook. Someone made the announcement that said, hey, there's toilet paper at Target. And literally the second Steph read that, we were in the car already and flew down to Target. And there was like, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 packs of toilet paper available. And they're limiting you to one, obviously. But still, we'll take it. We will take it. That will last us 3 months anyway. So
yeah, we still have 2 rolls left of the package of toilet paper that we bought before Christmas. So we don't actually use a lot of toilet paper. I don't really know what we do with our toilet paper. Excuse me.
Did we see people at Target touching clothes? Yes, I don't understand. They weren't wearing gloves either. Yes, you might as well have just blown your nose in the shirts. Looks like Stephanie might have got a phone call. Our doctors call us all the time. So we've got calls from the Mayo Clinic. We get calls from Advent Health, from Quest. So she's awesome. She handles all of she fights in my corner, if you will. So. Tim Johnson, I'm sorry your daughter lost her job, but I'm glad that she's become an Instacart shopper. That's really awesome that she was able to pick up and work like that. We like I said, Stephanie and I both lost our work, our jobs, hoping things pick up. But until people start going back to the theme parks, we don't have work to do. So trying to be positive about it, trying to make content, try to focus on healing. But yeah, it's tough. I'm sorry. I just try and poop at work. That's probably the funniest and coolest thing I've ever seen written on the internet. I'm going to make that a shirt. That is awesome. Michael Beaver, no, they did not list what was in stock in store. That would be nice, because we tried to double check online and it said that all the toilet paper was unavailable. So yeah. Dave, what job at Disney? Oh man, we've announced it like crazy. I think you and I and Stephanie, we've all been out of touch for a minute. Stephanie and I are both motion graphics artists at Disney. Can't really say specific projects we've worked on unless they're already public or whatever, but we got to do 2 projection mapping shows, one for Christmas at the Magic Kingdom and one for New Year's at Animal Kingdom. That was awesome. Projection mapping was great. And then just do a ton of animations for various parks, cruise lines, you name it, Star Wars events, you name it. Paul says, how long is the sale on Rampant? I have nothing. I am not officially a part of Rampant anymore until I get healthy. I've taken a leave of absence. I have nothing to do with like private messaging or mail or anything to do with Rampant or any of that. So as far as I discussed with Stephanie, we're going to run the Rampant sale until the world course corrects. So probably through the summer, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But I have nothing to do with Rampant in order to minimize my stress. One of the things the doctors were talking about with me is that I have to remove myself from stress completely, because we did some tests. I now have, I don't know if you can see this goofy device here, but I'm able to test my sugar because my cancer attacked my pancreas. I no longer have a pancreas, so I have to test my sugar all the time, and this machine tests it every 5 minutes. And you can see when my stress is going up that my sugar goes through the roof. So I'm trying to maintain much more chill, and one of the things was I had to step down from my responsibilities at Rampant. Let's see. Oh, people saw toilet paper at CVS. That's good to know. Yeah, thanks, Tim. I'm trying to maintain positive. I don't know what happened to Steph. I'm trying to maintain positive levels. I spend most of the night. And it's just real talk. I'm not afraid to say this. I spend most of the time, most of the night weeping, and I don't even mean like crying, like a little bit of tears. I'm talking about water flowing out of my eyes just as fast as food flowing out of my body. I'm in the worst amount of pain I've ever been, but I've been talking to Stephanie about you can't have bad days anymore because I don't know if I have another whole day. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, I'm planning on staying around for another 30, 40 years. But if the universe doesn't agree with that or something goes wrong, there's nothing I can do about that. So what I'm trying to do is compartmentalize and be like, that was a bad moment. Last night sucked, but today is great. Right now is great. So, oh, she's back.
Sorry. I have to take every doctor call that we get. So, but it's good. It's you got approved. So
Linda
good.
D. I thought you owned Rampant. I do own Rampant. Rampant is our company, but I'm not working for it. I don't know how to answer that. Rampant is our company. No one else owns it or anything, but I've stepped down from my duties to avoid stress. So Rampant right now, for the most part, is just Stephanie. Which Disney park is your favorite, Steph?
Probably Epcot because it's where Sean and I met. And that's probably the only reason. You can walk around. I don't have to do rides or anything. And I just like walking around World Showcase. The lake is there. And at night it's so beautiful. And there's usually a breeze. And it's so pretty. That's my favorite.
Hey, it's Emma.
Hi, Emma.
Emma Cruises.
I just talked to Emma on chat.
Oh, fancy.
Yes.
So Josh Ford says, stress causes glucose to release into your body to make your organs more responsive, so it causes your glucose to skyrocket. That's very true, and we had to fire several doctors because one in particular got into a screaming match with Stephanie, calling her a liar, saying that stress cannot raise your blood sugar, and she's just like, you know. And then the doctor had the audacity to point to a sign on her wall saying, your 5 minutes of Googling doesn't compare with my 50 years of doctoring or whatever. I'm like, yeah, you can't use that as a caveat every time. You were wrong in this case, doctor.
Yeah, actually, that's who I was on the phone with was for Sean's sugar. And so he's got, I think you said this because I saw that you put the Libre. Did you ever talk about that?
Yeah, just real quick.
So Sean's also getting a pump, an insulin pump system called the Omnipod, if you're familiar with that. But so I got all these really cute tapes. I'm kind of ahead of the game, but I was showing these to Emma today, and they're so cute. So they have these really cute designs. Like there's these nautical tapes. Look at that. Look how fun that is. It says Ahoy. So cute. This is probably going to be our favorite because why not? We'll support. But they have all of these cute designs like these cats. Look at these. So what these do, so the device like Sean's Freestyle Libre, it's taped to his skin, but these go on top of it to make it even more secure. So when you take a shower or a bath or anything, they stay on. But this one's for Emma, right there. There it is. They're llamas. Look how cute they are. So anyway, that should be coming. I was just on the phone with the doctor and all for that. So yay, we're good. Yeah, we want to get for Sean and during chemo when I'm trying to get it finished. They put him on steroids, and that causes a blood sugar spike as well. So we're hoping that he gets the pump so we can control the his sugar when he's going through that stuff a little bit easier. So that's where I've been.
My nephew works at Disney. We don't know. Do you know where at Disney your nephew works? We might know. Josh Dartez. It doesn't sound familiar. I don't know where they work. Yeah, Nancy. Stephanie has been doing this really great thing where every little aspect of my life that we find to be, stressful or annoying, she's found this cute way to make things fun, like this Freestyle Libre thing or whatever. This has stickers on it. She's got.
They look like
she's
this.
Got more of those. I mean, everything. I've got these really cool socks. She's having me rock these new pair of socks.
You guys have seen the socks.
You've seen some of the socks. You haven't seen all the socks.
We have the socks.
But she's upped my sock game for real.
Yeah, so we just try to find the little funds, little wins, and make so it makes me smile, makes Sean smile, and we laugh about it. And if you can't laugh about it, what can you do? That's what we try to do.
Kate Bright, doctors have the deity complex. They do. It's funny. you know that you're being looked out after. You want to call it God, the universe, angels, whatever. You know you're being looked at over when you've got an ignorant doctor in the way. When I got first put into the emergency room, I thought I was having a heart attack. I was not. The first scan in came in clean, and then they found out through just a little sliver of a scan that they had to do another scan further south of in my abdomen to see what was really wrong. This doctor was hell bent on thinking it was something completely else, and he was just yelling at Stephanie. And Stephanie was yelling at him right back. So this guy was a straight fool. A straight fool. So then it was funny, too, because Stephanie yelled at him back. When the doctor left, all the nurses came back, and they were like, ha, that was so awesome that you said that to him. Oh, that was so great. Like, Stephanie became their best friends. And so when we finally got out of the ER and into the hospital, yeah, it turns out that that doctor was a complete quack. So trust your nurses. Be skeptical of your doctors. That's what I've learned.
We have a great doctor team at
now,
Mayo Clinic.
yeah, none of the doctors I'm referring to are at Mayo. Mayo's a pit crew. Mayo is like NASCAR. These are the best of the best, the top % in their field. They are awesome. I can send a text message to anybody on my team 24 hours a day, and I get a response right away. These are not the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ignorant fools who are in your way deliberately until you can get to the specialists that you need to talk to. I'm talking about all the general fools that literally, they just take one look at you like, yeah, I'm thinking it's blah, blah. I'm like, how can you tell that? Because my hair's sticking up, I now have, come on. It's just, I don't know. I have no faith in doctors except for the ones at Mayo who have definitely been awesome.
We had a good question from Donnie. Donnie, you asked, how many more treatments do you have? The answer to this is something has to die. I hate to be that blunt. I hate to be that crass about it, but something's going to die. Either Sean dies or the cancer dies. So one way or the other, that's when we stop. And that's basically my short answer for it. Not trying to be mean or anything.
Goodbye, Nancy. It was great to see you.
Bye, Nancy. Oh my gosh. So, let's see. Mayo. Yes, I always think of mayonnaise too. Emma says that she can't think of mayo as anything except mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing to say mayo. It's just like, I don't like mayo, right? So it's so weird. Oh yeah, the guys over at Mayo. It's like, how many times you hear that? Like, oh, the guys over at Ketchup, they're fantastic.
Oh, Tim, I'm so sorry. That's a crazy story.
Tim, that's disgusting and horrifying, and wow, I wish I could backhand that particular surgeon. That's crazy. Yikes. I'd like to backhand that guy on YouTube for money. I would like to raise money. Gosh.
Yes, but everything's going good so far. The side effects, they're not pleasant, but, like Sean said at the very beginning, we hope that all of the side effects Sean is experiencing with the pain are the cancer cells dying. That's what keeps us, keep the spirits a little more positive than thinking about anything else. So we're doing better with the pain management, which is really, really good. Sean is on a schedule. We stick to a schedule, but the pain meds, sometimes the pain's just a little too intense and the pain meds don't help it that much, but, it's good. So we just do our best. So we can do. Ray, I'm doing good. I wouldn't say I'm doing great. We're doing good. It's every day is a new day. And that's what we're doing. Sean, we were talking about this. I'm not sure if we talked about it last live stream, but we were talking about having bad days. We don't have bad days anymore. We have bad minutes, a bad hour, and then you have to brush that off, and you have to go on because you don't know, if we'll have tomorrow. We don't know what tomorrow brings. So we have a bad minute, and then that's gone, and then we're back to being, ourselves and that. So it's been exhausting. I will say that for both of us. There's a lot going on with COVID and with cancer and putting them all together and trying to stay positive. Not having a job is another stressful thing. So it just is what it is. We're all in that together. I know everybody else is in the same boat as that, so we're definitely not complaining or anything. Everybody is at the same place. It's just a lot. So, it's we're getting by. So that's what I'm doing good. That's my long-winded. I'm doing good.
Stephanie is a very strong person. She's probably the strongest person I've ever met. Everyone's chemo and cancer is different. We met with a lot of people and talked with a lot of people before my very first treatment, and I thought I had a pretty good idea of what I was getting into, and it's just not the case. It's the worst thing I've ever experienced, and I've been in pain my entire life. I honestly, as God is my witness, do not remember a single day in my life where I haven't been in pain. I've gone through a lot. This is just the latest in the pain thing. So Stephanie is awesome, but everybody has a breaking point. I know where mine is, and we found where Stephanie's is too. The problem with being a caregiver for somebody is that you feel like you're always on, because you are. Just like just a second ago, Stephanie had to get up in the middle of a live stream and take a phone call. We weren't expecting that phone call. It's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Who's calling? You know, why? But that's just the nature of the deal. So I try to make it up to her as best I can with little things. I give her massages a lot, as much as I can. I try to, 10-second hugs have become 10-minute hugs, things like that. I always tell her every day how much I love her and appreciate her. But what really helps her are all these little kind words and messages, like Emma. We get these loving messages from Emma in DM every day. She does not have to do that for us, but every day we get these amazing little messages from either Emma or Hudson. Hudson's very funny too, by the way.
Love Hudson.
Love Hudson.
It's been great. I mean, we've been the love coming from the computer from you guys has been amazing, and now everybody's needs that as well. So it's like, call your friends, send them a text, even if you don't know what to say, just call them and say, hey, I'm just thinking about you. And if that's all you have to say, then your phone call will be very short, but most likely it won't be. So call your friends, let them know that you're thinking about them, and talking to them. If they can do FaceTime them. Even if you look terrible, they probably look terrible as well. Most of us haven't showered in 5 days, so it's all good. I just showered today, by the way. I was a little stinky. So it's just, give your friend a call, and that's how you guys have been for us. It's just been wonderful, and like doing this live stream, it perks us up, and so thank you guys for being there for us, especially during these times of just craziness going on.
Susan Diekman just asked the hard question.
Yeah. What was her question? Ooh. Where did your pain come from in the past? Or is that too personal? I'm so sorry.
It's not that it's too personal. I don't want to bum a lot of people out, so I'm just trying to find a way to diminutize this a little bit to keep things a little bit more positive. If you've seen episode 3 of our daily vlogs when we first started the channel, Stephanie shared a lot of what's happened to her in the past and a lot of her truths. I'm going to leave it this way. I have a very similar past to Stephanie. I have been physically assaulted many, many times. I've been in more car accidents than you can imagine, never once being the driver. I've been attacked. I've been beaten. I just don't really want to bring people down. It's just, all I can say is that the worst thing that can happen to a child happened to me multiple times over, and that's all I'm going to leave it at. So, and since then, I've been in pain, and everything hurts. Part of the reason why we travel is like every day was painful. There was a time in my life getting out of bed was painful. So Stephanie and I decided we're going to it doesn't matter how much pain you're in, one step at a time, just keep moving forward. And so, I'll leave it at that. But in terms of pain and threshold, no doctor has been able to figure out how to calm my pain down. They either don't give me enough where I don't feel any pain relief whatsoever, or they give me too much and I stop breathing. I asked Stephanie about that. She jumped on top of me and was freaking the hell out when I stopped breathing. And then on the flip side, when it comes to pain itself, man, I can't tell you. I mean, I can down a whole bottle of whatever they sell on the shelves and don't feel a thing. And they put me on, I don't know what these meds are, they're some kind of opioids, but Oxy, that doesn't work. It's ridiculous. I pop the required amount that I'm supposed to, and I'm like, what's happening here? Nothing. I don't feel euphoric. I don't feel pain-free. I don't feel happy. If anything, I'm just constipated. I'm like, great.
Another pain.
Yeah, another thing you can add to chemotherapy.
Causes more pain.
Oh my gosh. No Life, thank you so much for your amazing super chat. That is awesome.
Thank you so
Brandy
much.
Riley said, your souls were meant to find each other. I could not agree with you more. Stephanie and I were brought together in the weirdest of situations, and we have both had kind of troubled pasts, and then together we've had our own journeys that have, been not the easiest. So, not complaining though. Every day with Stephanie is like walking on a rainbow for me. So,
that's so sweet. We have, our paths did cross a bunch. When Sean was working, I was working here at Disney. I was in the parades at Epcot. I was in Tapestry of Nations and Tapestry of Dreams. And Sean was on the film crew that did so many of our shoots. So we've met or passed, or he ignored me, or whatever it was. But we definitely did pass a bunch. And we've done some crossover stuff, which is crazy how it all came together. So it's the right time, right place, all that stuff. But yeah, we are lobsters, as Phoebe likes to say. We are definitely lobsters, and so happy that Sean came up to me and said hello. Hello.
Yeah, Ray wants to know how she can donate, she says.
Oh, I can find that.
And while Stephanie finds that, Journey with Josh says he just got his new Ryzen 3900X. I am so jealous. Feel free to mail that to our P.O. box. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And no further conversation about that is necessary. Thanks. Super jelly. Super jelly. I would be building a machine, but cancer and no job means no machine. I actually, God's honest truth, if any of you out there know a computer manufacturer, I was honestly going to write them saying, and I just want one of your new machines. Here's the kind of content that I do. You can obviously have it back if I die, but I was really going to write some kind of letter basically saying I've got cancer, I've got no money. I will happily represent your company, but right now I'm running a machine that's 7 or 8 years old. Thank you, Justin. We love you. Haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you, brother. So a lot of people are mentioning CBD or something of that nature for pain. I do qualify for the Florida medical marijuana program. I will look into that. I am qualified for it now. So that's the wonderful thing about getting cancer, I guess, is you immediately get qualified for programs like that. Just keep swimming. Denise, that is so true. We use keep moving forward. Same company, same mantra.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Justin. We love you too.
Bonnie Bergstein on Living with the Land in Epcot. Yep, that's where Stephanie worked, was Living with the Land. Quite possibly the most exciting ride ever designed by Walt Disney Imagineering.
So boring. But it's air conditioned and it closes at 7.
Here's fish we grew in a tank.
It closes early and it's AC.
This is something called dragon fruit. Okay, thank you.
But I will say that if you get to take the Behind the Seeds tour, get it, seeds, Behind the Seeds tour, it's actually really fun. They have a plant that reacts to when you touch it, which was my favorite part of it. Very fun. If you want, whenever the park's open again, if they ever do open again, who knows.
Heidi, I'm sorry that you got flexed. Please, everybody, just hold on a second real quick. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I love it.
I only posted those because somebody
asked. Yes.
Sorry.
Hold on a second. Just hang on a second. We're not asking anybody for money. If you have money and you want to give it to us, I'll gladly take it. Thank you so much. We desperately need cash, but we are not here looking for money. We're here. You're sharing and liking our story. You're being a part of the chat. That means more to us than anything else. Your prayers, everything. Like and share our story. Like and share our GoFundMe. Just, we're not asking you to donate. So if you're feeling pressure, like you really want to participate, but you can't, we get it. I couldn't donate to me right now if I had to. I can't. Don't have a job. So, but yeah, I understand everyone's getting furloughed. We have so many friends at Disney who've just got, I guess if you're a cast member, you're still on for what, another week?
The 19th.
Yeah, but everybody else is gone. We're vendors. We're unfortunately not cast members. We're behind the scenes, but gone. So hopefully they flip the switch and people end up going back to the parks and the world course corrects. But I'm not an idiot. I know that even if the virus died tomorrow and starting on Monday, everyone went back on cruise ships and back into theme parks, the problem is the majority of the country has been without income for at least 30 days. That's going to take a while to recover from. So therefore vacations aren't going to be happening right away. So I don't know what's going to happen in the immediate future for the lines or the theme parks, but I'm hoping somehow they miraculously come back up and that the economy picks up. So those of us who work in the service industries, in the tourism industries, everything can get back to work.
Yeah, and G Dazzler, you asked what happens to the fish in the tanks. They eat them. They are all of the food grown at the land. Yeah, everything that you see gets cooked either in the land pavilion or in the restaurants in Epcot, which is really cool. It's all sustainable food. I think that's what they call it. Sustainable food. Like all of the fruits, veggies, and all that stuff, and the fish. So
thank you so much, Dominic, for your super chat. You are awesome. We love you. Thank you so much for keeping us in your prayers.
Thank you so much, Dominic. And thank you to Heather Forrester for your donation on PayPal. Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. Chloe's jumping around over here. Sorry. The kitty's sitting right here. She's sleeping, and she must be having a dream. She's like shaking. She's so cute. Thank you guys so much for your donations.
Yeah, you all are awesome.
Let's see. Hydroponics. Yep, that's right, Bonnie. All the hydroponic plants, which are really cool. All of that stuff they grow. Yeah, and that ride has a special place in my heart because I got the entire management team and all of Stephanie's fellow cast members to hold up signs during the ride spelling out, "Stephanie, will you marry me?" And at the very end of the ride, I was sitting there with
with basically a ring, and got on my knees and I asked her to marry me, and it was fun.
Oh, Emma says she wants to be furloughed, but that's interesting. Yeah, we don't have that. I think some people have that. I've heard this seen this a couple times here and there on Facebook, but for us, well, we're contractors, like Sean said, so we were out the minute Disney closed.
Yeah.
We were actually out before that because Sean was sick 2 weeks before everything kind of shut down. So, yeah, but then
Silly me for catching the cancer, you know.
Not the best time.
No.
Seriously, not the best time. But everybody else on our team who are actual cast members, salaried or hourly, they get furloughed the 19th, and then, which means they actually get to keep things like their benefits and their status. There's a bunch of stuff that actually works out really good for us. So, but you know, we're just hoping those parks open up so that we can all get back to work again.
Thank you so much for Travels with Cheryl and Ed, and for Iographer for your super chats. You guys are all awesome. Ray, unemployment is available. You apply for it. It ain't great, but it's something. So personally, I'd much rather work.
Well, it's something, but it has to go through.
Yeah, nothing has actually been filed.
So if everybody's been following along with the Florida governor and everything else, so just basically the S show that's going on here in this state, it really is a mess.
Would you mind posting the PayPal link?
I will post it, yes.
Thank you.
So we are still hoping that we both have applied for unemployment at the beginning of March, and it's still being processed. So I don't know. By the time they get it processed, we'll probably be back to work.
Hopefully.
Probably be in.
But if there's any
June.
if there's any vloggers out there and you want an animation, or you want someone to cut your vlog, maybe you want a Sean style version of your vlog, I would love to do that. I would honestly, you know how artists do remixes? I would love to reach out to like Emma and Ben and David, and I would like to cut a Sean version of one of their vlogs, just for no other reason but just to have fun telling somebody else's story. You know, I would love to do that. But so if there's anyone out there who wants me to cut their vlog, who likes my style, and I would love to do it. I would absolutely love to do it, just for something fun, just for fun. Megan and Jeremy Lynch, thank you so much. And Najuma Brown, thank you so much. You all are awesome. Yeah, he's cool. He's like, keep it up. That's a cool.
Yeah, Bonnie, it's been tough. But I'm not complaining, though, because everybody's in the same exact boat in this state. So it's not just us. It's everybody.
Yeah.
So I like it's about as much exercise I've done in a month.
No, Paul, if it's actually straight video work, we can talk about that as well. It depends on the project and the nature of the hours. As long as I can work on it around my chemotherapy, I'm totally down for freelance work. So if you have extra MoGraph or editing work, I'm all for it, man. Justin, I would love to cut a Ben and David video. Not because, first of all, let me go on record saying Ben and David do a way better job than I do. It has nothing to do with quality. It's just different artists interpreting different things. I would love to tell a Ben and David story. I'd love to tell an Emma story. I would love to tell anybody out there. I would just love to, just like you said, like a lot of the famous pop stars right now, everyone's doing remixes and collaborations. I would love to do some kind of a twist, you know? I don't know. I've always joked about wanting to do Ship Tour Day, but just as Stephanie, like doing Stephanie. I want the buns. I want to say amazing. I want to say what more can you ask for? I want to do it all. But even more fun, I would like to do like somebody else's vlogs just for fun.
That would be very funny. We actually were talking about keeping our losing our Ship Tour chops and doing a tour of our house, like Ship Tour Day.
Yeah, we're going to do a Ship Tour Day here at home just to keep the chops up.
Just so that we keep practicing so that we don't lose it. It would be so fun.
Ray, we love Para DJ. Jay and D are awesome. We got to hang out with them for a minute, and they're really great people. Yeah, would love to do something with them. I told Jay that when we were walking around. I would love to do something with them. They are super popular, and like I'm pretty sure if I wrote them, they wouldn't write back just because they're infinitely popular. So, but I would love to do it. Absolutely love to do it. Mayo Tour Day, Tim, they would never allow us to do that. There's so much security there. I would probably be eaten.
Chris, do you manage to do much exercise with COVID-19 going on, Steph? Actually, it's not the disease out there. It's actually the exhaustion of everything going on here inside the house. So I haven't have lost some weight, which is a positive, I guess, for stress. So I guess that's good. I would like to start. I just don't have the energy. I barely have the energy to make it through an entire day without sleeping. We usually do take about 2 or 3 naps a day, and that's just how it's been. And just I'm, trying to be there for Sean whenever he needs me, because you don't want to be sick alone at night in the dark. And so I try to be there and, just rubbing his back and rubbing his neck and everything else. It's just a little, he doesn't have hair to pull back, so I can't hold his hair back. Doesn't have that. I'm going to get you a wig so I can pull back your hair while you're being sick. But yeah, that's so I'm trying. And one day I'll get back on the exercise routine. But right now it's just all about Sean and trying to get him back. So if I gain 5,000 pounds, I gain 5,000 pounds. I'll have to take care of that when the cancer's gone. But for now, it is what it is.
Did you see what Emma said?
No. What'd she say? She
said, "I'd love to make a video Sean and Steph style. I'll film the gaps on the floor by trains and the ticket machines and then stick out my tongue." She's got it. I mean,
you got it down. You got it. It's
Emma's
perfect.
figured out our formula. That's it. If you want to do Sean and Steph videos, she just literally just nailed down our formula.
That is so great.
Guys, I was joking. I'm confident J&D would write me back. I'm just saying that they're super busy and super popular. But yeah. I'm sure that if I wrote them or Steph wrote them, someone would write us back.
We had such a great time.
Probably one of their assistants.
We had such a great time hanging out with them in Nassau. We went to Sharky's.
That was a lot of fun.
With the big pirate outside. We had a great time. So fun. And yes, Sean, you have to do the buns.
Yeah, of course. If you have to pretend to be Steph, if you're gonna LARP as Steph, if you will, you got to go all the way. And so the buns are where it's at.
Oh, Emma asks, "What's your favorite Disney movie on Disney Plus?" Well,
I love all the Imagineering stories. I'm a Disney theme park freak. Anything attractions. I've wanted to design my own theme park since I was like 6. So the behind the scenes Disney Imagineering stories are. Because it's for the very first time Imagineers are like honest.
I really just watched, I've watched all the new ones. So I watched Frozen 2 when it came out, which I liked better than Frozen 1. I liked the story better than Frozen 1. I did just watch the new, what's it called? The one with the elf?
The one with the elf?
What's the brand new movie that just came out? It had...
Upward? Onward?
Onward.
The one with the elf.
They're elves.
Okay.
They're elves. Anyway, that's a really cute movie. It's a fun one. Other than that, we just have been watching... What have we been watching the most of? We just finished Miracle Workers Dark Ages, which is hysterical. I didn't really like the Miracle Workers first one, but the second one, Dark Ages, is so funny. Dark
Ages is funny. The first season's just strange.
Yeah, the first season was just strange.
And Bonnie, I would totally cut a video for you in a heartbeat.
What do you have over there? Books?
Yeah, I just wanted to show. I was talking about how big of a Disney freak, theme park freak I am. I have literally read every book written on the subject from all of my favorite Imagineers in the universe. I literally cannot get enough of Disney magic. I really can't. This is like the most amazing book ever. So, and it's got the land right there, land boat ride. So yeah, I am a theme park freak. So if you have questions or you want to talk theme parks, hit me up because I will talk theme parks all day long.
Heidi, I'm sorry to hear about your cruise. It's unfortunately the sad situation right now of the state of cruising.
Yeah, I think someone just mentioned that if you plan on cruising in 2020, don't hold your breath or something like that.
Yeah,
Heather wrote that. I agree.
Yeah,
let's talk about that.
Let's have a segment, shall we?
Yeah, let's be honest with one another. Who of you out there thinks that there's going to be a ship available to sail on between now and December 31st of this year? I personally do not believe cruising is going to happen this year. Based on all the chatter on LinkedIn, the officers are being very public with their thoughts and their fears.
Hi, Marilyn. Go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you.
I'll
say hi, Marilyn.
Hi, Marilyn.
Yeah, Sean and I have been watching things, and Sean has this inside track on LinkedIn. I just can't see cruising happening in 2020. If you guys, in my opinion, will see a resurgence of this virus in the fall, in the winter. It's the flu. It's going to be around like flu season. And I don't think cruises or cruise lines can afford to have passengers stranded. So until there is a vaccine, I don't know if they're going to make people get tested for antibodies to see if you've had it and you are no longer, if you're immune to it. I don't know what they're going to do. I just don't see it happening this year. If you guys didn't know, there is I'm not going to get into it, but there's a lawsuit with Carnival going on. I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't think these companies have already taken a hit. They can't take another hit. So they're going to be on the safe side. And then not to mention the crew. They've been sending a lot of crew home. I think there's going to be a lot of crew holes to fill. They're asking the crew to do a ton more stuff when it comes to cleaning and sanitizing. And it's great for us, but difficult for them because they're already doing so much. We have a lot of crew friends, and my heart goes out to them because I know this is really tough for them. They're experiencing extreme discrimination when they're coming home from their contracts now. So I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be.
Yeah. Can you let's just highlight that for a second. Imagine you're a crew. You're already working an insanely difficult job, right? Then COVID comes in and wipes everybody out, and now you're sitting on a boat for however long. Don't call it a boat; it's a ship. I get it. You're sitting on a ship, and you don't know what's going on. Then the company you work for says, "Oh, hey, by the way, we're just going to keep you on your contract, and you're just going to work the ship until your contract is over." Things get worse, then they start negating the contracts and sending you home. They're sending you home. That's not the issue. The issue is when these crew finally make it to their home airport. There are people there at the airport with signs saying, "You can't come here. Go somewhere else. We don't want you here." Your own people, your own country is saying, "I don't want you here." That's gotta suck. That's got to be the worst feeling ever after fighting, however hard it is to get home internationally now with everything that's going on, and then finally getting home to be greeted by your own people going, "Nah, anywhere else to put here, bro."
I feel bad for them.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's really, really, really bad. I think somebody just asked, maybe it was Dave. I think you asked about can the cruise industry make it back from this? They can, but they're going to have to pare down. Something's going to have to give. Either you're going to start seeing ships being sold off. I don't know if they're going to have like these massive discounts that people think they're going to have. It's going to take a lot. It's going to be a lot. And then with them sailing under different flags in different countries, they're not going to see any tax breaks or anything like that to help them. So it's going to be an uphill battle. They will, of course, they're not going to go away. It's just going to be what's going to happen. I think they're going to pare down. I don't know. I don't see, it's not looking good. It doesn't look positive. That's just the reality of it. And they're scared to put people in danger. They're scared to kill people. And nobody wants to be known as the cruise line that kills people. So.
Imagine someone flips a switch and says, "You know what? Let's do it." And what happens when you're the first ship to get COVID again? I don't know if a company can get that reputation twice. Like Poor Princess took the brunt this time around, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody, mathematically, statistically speaking, something has to give. Yeah. Chris Gates has asked, is there a way they can leverage? Every single company is either taking massive loans or putting liens on their ships. Well, that's great and all, but still no income. And again, some of these fleets are massive. Carnival and Royal have massive fleets. How do you maintain these? How do you crew these? What are you doing? And now they're talking about changing crew contracts. I'm sorry, unless you've got bars, you're not making decent money. Maybe if you're in entertainment or something, but by and large, the average crew member is not making bank, right? So then to take and restructure your paycheck now because we don't know who's cruising, that's terrible. Yeah. And most of these people, a significant portion of their paychecks come from gratuities. Yep. If cruise lines decide to get greedy to get butts in the seats, and that's one of the things that they remove first right off the bat. And it's like, hey, don't worry about gratuities. Come on. Okay. And that sounds great from a consumer's point because they don't know where that snowball rolls, right? They don't know what the effects are of not paying that. But my point is cruising as a whole, the entire industry is going to have to morph and change. It's not going to completely go away. No. But it's going to change.
Yeah, like Heather said. We may lose a couple of cruise lines altogether, including big ones. You're going to see ships. You might see your favorite ship be sold.
Let's just be honest, though. I mean, right now is the most number of ships in the history of ships being built. That's lunacy now, and let's see how the companies get out of it. There's already rumors of companies suing the manufacturers to try to get, breach of contract. And the manufacturer's like, go for it, breach the contract, because you're going to end up paying for the ship one way or the other. So it's really ugly. So those companies that already have started production, they're not getting out of their ship. They might get out of the ones in the future, but like MSC's got what, like 15
so many
ships on order,
order,
Disney's got 3, Royal's got like 4 or 5, that's all going to go away. All these private islands that were announced, nah.
Yeah, and this isn't a necessarily, people are talking about like Costa. Yes, Carnival bounced back after Costa. That's true, but it wasn't the entire industry,
and it wasn't the entire world either.
No, and this is not going to have anything to do with the cruise lines. Unfortunately, this is going to be governments opening up ports for sailing, and they're just not going to do it. They're not going to let passengers come into their countries. It's just a different thing for cruising. You're exposing not only a new country every day to new passengers, which is just how cruising is, but also people are coming on board, crew, everything else from so many different places. It's just going to be, governments aren't going to allow it. They're not going to allow it to affect their cities, because they also don't want to be the people that said, yeah, sure, come on in, you're great. And then they've got an entire affected, Miami is going down because, with some kind of virus. It's just, cruising has changed. What happens in the future, we don't know. But something does have to give. Something will give. There's going to be something huge. And none of us know what's going to happen. Right now, I think it's all about ports opening, and they're just not going to do it for a long time. They're just not going to.
I'd like to say hi to Pero DJ, who also brought pizza.
Ooh, we like pizza. Sean doesn't get any pizza. No spaghetti sauce.
Oh.
Spaghetti sauce makes him sick.
Oh.
We have a list.
I'll have the crust. Thanks.
We have the crust. We have breadsticks. Breadsticks are good. Yeah, it is a very scary time.
Let's not hold on a second. We're not say this is not what we want to happen. I want cruising to go. I want cruising to start back up tomorrow. We're not being naysayers or anything, but I strongly encourage those of you who are on LinkedIn to pay attention. Almost every single cruise line that you can imagine has executives who are openly discussing what's going on. I've witnessed so many conversations. You can't share these conversations because of the nature of how LinkedIn is set up. But so I really encourage you to, make friends with people at cruise lines. You'd be shocked at what they're saying. And it really has nothing to do with the cruise lines. It has everything to do with the ports. And if ports aren't open, people can't get on the ships. So.
Yeah, like Heather's been saying, like there are crew that are supposed to end their contract. They can't even get off because ports will not even let them come in. I know the U.S. has allowed, like the Holland America ships, there's a whole big thing. It's just part of it. And if you can't get into the ports, they can't load the ships. And then if you're on a ship and something happens and you can't go into a port to get off, cruise lines do not want to strand passengers anymore. Princess handled their situation admirably, and it was wonderful, but they don't want that again. No cruise line wants a Princess encounter like that happen. They just don't want it. So, and Justin just said, you need to try white pizza. That is a good point. We're going to try that because white pizza is not spaghetti sauce.
That's true.
Or maybe we can just get pizza without spaghetti sauce, but then you don't eat cheese. So no, just
I got problems. And Emma, to be honest, I honestly thought you were on LinkedIn. We went looking for you the other day and couldn't find you. So kind of shocked that you're not there.
Yeah.
Or if you're there, we couldn't find you. Maybe you have us blocked. That's cool too.
And Emma, you're right. Maybe cruises to know will be a thing. You just might take a cruise and boy, there are some ships that I would just love to spend a week on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So nice. Even 3-4 days just tooling around the ocean. Maybe that's it.
Just be nice. It's gonna be different. It's just gonna change. It's not gonna be the same. But then tourist industry, as a whole has changed and is going to be different. Look at Disney being closed for this long. It's a first. It's never happened before. We've even been talking about how are they going to reopen? How are they going to handle that? And it's just everything is crazy. Everything has been touched by this virus. Everything has changed. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. Like Sean said, we don't want it to go away. We love traveling. We love traveling by cruise ship. It's one of our favorite things. And so we definitely are team cruise, but we don't know what's going to happen. So, yeah, everybody has all these great pizza ideas. Now you're making me hungry.
That's Jay. Jay brought the pizza.
That's great. Pizza party. Maybe we'll have a pizza party next time.
There we go.
Pizza. Turn this into a pizza chat. Pizza chat.
Pizza chat. Pizza chat.
Oh, Heather, no bread or sauce or cheese. You're like Sean. Sean can't have the sauce now because the spaghetti sauce is acidic and it makes him throw up. And then, yeah, he can't have cheese because he's lactose intolerant. And then you could have pineapple on bread.
See if I can get this on. You want to say something, buddy?
Can you hear him? Oh, I'm sorry for bringing things down. Sorry, Emma. We didn't mean to bring things down. Let's talk about something fun. Do you hear our kitty back there? That's Raja right here. You can see him. There he is. It's hard to point when you're back.
Oh, guys, I don't want to. Yeah, we didn't want to talk about anything negative. Sorry about
No.
that. No, that's not how we roll. You know how this is.
Fruit pizza.
Fruit pizza.
I had fruit sushi
Hold up
once
the cat.
fruit sushi in Epcot once, and it was so good. It's fushimi or some fushimi.
Fushimi, that's right. Yeah.
Fushimi, so good. Pizza tonight. Cat chat.
Cat chat.
Ah,
They want me to hold Raja up. I wonder if you'll let me. Will you let me hold you
no,
up,
probably
Raja?
not.
Let's see.
You could grab your camera. It would be easier.
Would it?
Yeah. He won't be so mad.
No, that's not going anywhere. That cable's super taut.
Oh,
No, I've just probably screwed it up. No.
it's okay.
Here, buddy. I'm gonna pick you up just for a second, Booba. Yeah.
Ooh, fruit pizza. There he is. Now you need to tilt your camera down.
Like I can do that with a cat in my hand. Gato! Gato, gato, gato.
Oh,
There you go.
he's limp.
I love you, bud.
That's so funny. That's Raja, and he's a little loverfish. They can see him here on my
Okay.
camera. A little bit. He's huge. There he goes.
He's part Maine Coon.
Part Maine Coon. And he's got a twin brother, Dash. Ah.
Raja like the tiger in Aladdin. Yes, we have all Disney names. We've got Raja, we've got Dash, and we've got Miko.
Yes, Miko, and we call him Smeeks. Because we have a nickname for all of our cats on top of their names. He's so cute. So Sean is working on our MSC series. Actually, if you can see right here, we do have an update about all the cancer stuff coming. That'll be out first. And then we have a trailer for MSC, which Sean's already made, which our VIPs have. So that's fun. And so he's been editing the MSC series, which is we're doing it completely different. Well, not so completely different, but it's a little bit of a different style for us. Season 3 was going to be a little bit more elevated, if you will.
Yeah.
A little bit, different. So you'll see that coming out soon whenever we get our little bits, plugged away here and there. Because we're so sleepy most of the time.
Travels with Cheryl and Ed said we should all do one big vlogger cruise-a-thon. Yes. I would love to get an entire ship full with vloggers and just watch the same story told from a bunch of different perspectives. I think that would be amazing.
Be so fun to watch it, because you would be able to really see that everybody, how you tell stories with editing, and it's so fun to see what everybody's journey is on the ship. So different.
And if, like I said earlier, for any of you out there, if you want to do a collaborative thing, I would love, like I said before, artists are doing remixes and stuff like that. I would love to work on someone else's vlog, and I can trade you. We just do a remix. It doesn't replace anybody's vlog, but if you've got a vlog or a video out there that you want my style on, I'm all for it, and vice versa. So if that's something anyone out there is interested in, I'm totally into doing that. I've already worked something out for a friend that we all know, and we'll see if it works out.
Irene, thank you so
Irene.
much. You guys are the first cruise couple I've watched about cruising. Your videos made my love for cruising flourish. Yay! I've only been in 2 cruises, but I feel like I've been on several watching you guys. Thank you. Well, thank you for watching us, and I'm so happy that you are enjoying cruising like we are. It's very fun. And Emma, I'm not sure if all the cameras will break like vloggerception. It would totally be crazy.
That would be awesome.
It'd be so cool. So cool. It'd be so fun to do. We were supposed to meet up. We were hoping to be in England in, is it September?
Yeah, we were invited by
Morella.
That was so cool.
To do their 90s sunset cruise. Is that what it's called? 90s? No, 90s. I don't know. Emma will put it here whenever she sees it. So we were supposed to do that cruise, and Emma was going to be there and a bunch of other people. So maybe that will still go on, but that would have been really fun. But we will get something going. It will be so fun to do a whole big vlogger cruise.
Totally.
Thing. Vloggerception. So it should be called Vloggerception.
Vlogception.
Vlogception. Yes. There it is.
Sana's in the house. What
Sana!
up, Sana?
Hi, Sana.
Oh, Chris, I would love to recut cutting class, and you do sweet effects. I would love to go back there. And Emma says, Sean, how are you still being so productive? I don't feel like I've been productive at all since none of you have known me when I'm not sick. I can't wait to like not be sick so I can show you how fast I really am. I'm slow. I'm super lazy and slow and lethargic right now. I would normally have everything completed by now, and I'm so far backlogged. Stephanie and I made a list. I've got like 40 videos I owe to the channel. I would be done by now. So I don't feel like I'm productive. But thank you for making me feel like I'm productive. I just need to hire Emma to walk around and just start telling me things like, hey, you're awesome. That would be cool.
It's a slow go. It's a slow burn. We're getting there. But Sean's doing amazing. He's doing, he's gets in here and edits every day. I'm usually asleep on the sofa and it should be the other way around. I should be working and Sean should be sleeping. But for some reason, it's not. So he is super productive and he's getting a lot of stuff done. And this video up here is getting done. He's got the trailer finished already. We have a VO script for lots of things. So
Emma says the world's not ready for 100% Sean. Wow.
That's actually true. Sean's been in pain forever.
Yeah.
It's so crazy if one day he's not in pain ever again.
I don't think anyone's known me past like 60%. I really don't.
Yeah, it's true.
Someone said.
Look at that. You're
So
awesome.
Tim Johnson said, "What's your just finished watching your P&O videos? What's your favorite series of videos? What should we watch next?" Well, London P&O, Norway. That was my absolute favorite for a lot of reasons. Got to hang out with Emma. Got to hang out with 50% of Ben and David. We got to hang out with Julia, the solo cruiser. So we got to meet a lot of really amazing humans. And then, of course, everywhere you look in Europe is just awesome. I mean, gosh, we just don't have anything that compares. So it was nothing short of beauty everywhere. And even getting having to race the train schedules and stuff. And
so fun.
Even getting yelled at. I got proper scolded by an old lady on a train. And she just stood up and waved her hand and fist at me and screamed at me and yelled at me in front of the entire train. Even with that happening, God, I wish I had vlogged that. But even with that happening, it was still the single greatest trip I've ever been on. So London, Europe is just amazing. I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, we had the best time. We're actually watching Josh Hokum today do a.
Oh yeah.
He did one of his series, and I think it would be kind of fun. Would you guys want to watch that? We were thinking about doing the P&O especially because there were so many funny moments that happened. So it would be like we're watching together, like a watch party, and that was really cool of Josh to do that today. So we were thinking about, taking his lead and maybe doing something like that. It'd be just kind of fun to watch. Because we had some crazy experiences with traveling and going downstairs, taking huge suitcases down the stairs of train stations in England is we have learned that we will travel much lighter next time because it was crazy. And of course, Sean did all the heavy lifting. I just watched half the time. I didn't even film it because I forgot. I was like, yay! I
love that I like hustle. I'm dripping wet. I have all the luggage. Just went downstairs, underneath a platform, upstairs, got everything organized. Didn't miss the train. And literally all Stephanie has in her hand is a camera. And I turned around and go, "Did you get any of that footage?" No.
Oops. But it was a good show for me.
Why did the old lady scold me? She was a vile person in general, just having a bad day. So that was part of it. The other part of it was she was cranky and got on a very, very crowded train. And here I am sitting in a seat with my luggage on my lap. And the seat next to me also has luggage. I had 2 tickets, don't worry. But it didn't matter.
Yes, I was standing.
Stephanie was standing, not using a seat.
The luggage was in the seat, and she went off on Sean for using the seat for his luggage. There's no space on the train for big luggage. It is crazy.
As they say here in the United States, it was asses to elbows, my friends.
Oh my, it was so crazy. And so I was standing beside by the door, and Sean was in the seat with the luggage. We had so much luggage. Again, we're going to pack a lot lighter next time. We learned our lesson, but this lady went off that Sean was taking a seat, and I had to get to an old lady's face and be like, listen, lady, what are you doing? It's crazy, but yeah.
Oh, Sana, we'll definitely come by again, and hopefully we'll get to see you. And I mean, we're still invited to the Morella thing if it happens.
Yes.
Hi, thank you, Lisa, for your super chat. So we could end up seeing you on the Morella thing. Like I said, if it happens. As of right this second,
Chloe, want to say hi?
Oh, Chloe. Chloe.
You can say hi now.
Emma, yes, we pack light normally. I've been... The light packing needs to happen on that side of the tram, if you will. But yes.
Next time, I've learned my lesson. It's so good. We're good, but we weren't taking up any more seats than we were supposed to.
No. And as a matter of fact, on behalf of all of Europe, like two gentlemen came up to us after the fact and apologized to Stephanie. He's like, on behalf of basically our entire country, that's not really how we are. It's obvious we're not from there, but it was very funny that it just like, you know, cause it's funny how tourists are. It's obvious that we're not from there, but we don't walk around with a fanny pack and a map. When we were going back to the port, this woman and her husband throws luggage on the train and screams at me, just starts screaming at me. Southampton! 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 And I'm like, is that another language? What are we doing? And I'm just finally going, this train will take us to Southampton, yes, but like, calm down. You're yelling and screaming. You're from the United States. You're ruining it for all of us, lady. You're just like, you know, so yeah, strange stuff.
Yeah, but we did get a lot of nice people apologize to me.
Everyone in London is so helpful. So nice. Thank you, Mountaineer828, for your super chat.
Yes, thank you so much. And you took Johnny's. Yay!
Johnny.
Johnny.
Johnny's awesome.
So good. How do you pack light, Heidi? Well, we are going to reuse clothes. We realized in England when we were actually, if you get to wear a coat.
Yeah, if it's cold.
If it's a cold destination, you can wear the same thing pretty much every day. No, we were wearing sweatshirts underneath of our coats, and we had a t-shirt on underneath the sweatshirt, so that's basically the only thing we had to change. And t-shirts are easy to pack, so we would pack like hardly anything and just reuse everything. On our MSC cruise that we went on, I packed 2 evening outfits. So if you saw us on the ship and you saw us if you pay attention on the vlogs, I basically was either or each night for our night outfits. Sean has one jacket and he wears he had 2 jackets, one black for formal, but he wears his really cute blue flowery jacket. So we have 2 of those. So we have 2 outfits for nighttime, and then I have 1 formal outfit. So there's 2 formal outfits. I wear the same formal outfit on both nights. I don't feel like anybody see me, and I'm only in it for less than 3 hours, maybe 4 hours at the max, and then we go to bed. So
yeah, it's just usually me going, oh, is that what you're wearing?
Yeah, you know, if anybody sees me on the ship, oh well, I don't care. We took 1 suitcase. I think we took 1 suitcase on MSC, maybe 2. Yeah, the hardest thing for me that I have to make space for is like my hair dryer, and which you don't need in England because it doesn't work anyway. So found that out the hard way. Tried to use one of the plug adapters, and it exploded with my hair dryer. Smoke came out of it, so didn't use that again. And yeah, so that's what we do. That's all.
Yes, like Sana said, P&O has laundry rooms. That was our favorite time on both P&O ships, is doing laundry. Though we had someone touch our laundry.
Somebody threw our laundry on the ground.
Onto the ground.
I had a timer. Literally had a timer because, you know, college, everybody remembers you having your clothes on the ground. So we were on P&O Azura. No, Ventura we did. It was the first cruise. And I came in as the machine. He was literally still touching it when we came in, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, you left it. I'm like, it just stopped, man. Like, seriously, the machine just stopped. It just stopped. Oh, well, I didn't know anybody was coming back for it. Again, it just stopped.
I love that excuse. I didn't know someone was coming back. What do you think? We just donated clothes? Here you go, crew.
It just stopped.
Hope you guys like XLs.
Oh, my gosh. I was so mad. You know, he actually put it in a basket, so he didn't put it on the floor. But still, I'm like, don't touch my stuff, because, ew, gross. And another thing is, use laundry soap, people.
Don't think that there's extra soap just residually in the machine. We watch so many people just run it, and like, are you against soap?
Like, They sell, what's really cool on P&O, they sell the pods for $1
Yeah,
or
super
a
cheap.
pound in the gift store. Go buy one. Don't use water. Water doesn't clean. So now all this dirty because now the dryer is dirty and ugh. I was like, ugh. So here's this old guy touching our clothes. I was not happy. But he knew it.
Tell us how you really think, Steph.
Well, he knew it. He knew how I felt. So yucky.
I've seen a couple removed messages. Never got to see it. I'm sorry. Maybe your question was answered. I don't know.
Sorry. Oh, we do have a Teespring store, which I think maybe. Oh, it's actually in the thing now.
Yeah.
That's right. If that's another way, if you guys want to support us, we had some T-shirt designs made up for Teespring. Emma's wearing hers right now, she said, which is really cool. We have some on order as well coming in. I cannot wait for those to be here. So that's really cool.
Ray wants to know if we're friends with Alyssa and Jason from EECC. We know of them. We've chatted with them online, but no, we don't know them personally.
I have so much cat hair all over me.
Yes, our littlest cat, she sheds like Pigpen.
She has the least amount of hair, but she like explodes. This rant brought to you by Tide.
That's awesome, Emma. I'm glad that the shirts are good quality. I always get worried. Our company had T-shirts back in the day, and some runs were awesome and some runs were not. So I'm glad that these come out good.
Bye, Kevin. Nice to see you.
Bye, Kevin.
Have a good sleep.
It's close to midnight. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's getting late. It's almost 6 here. Gosh, we've been talking for so long. I love talking to you guys.
Yeah,
it's
you
so
all are
great.
awesome. It's great. I mean, I don't know if it's helpful for you all, but it's certainly helpful for us. So thank you for sharing your afternoon with us. We truly do love and adore each and every one of you. It's awesome that Pero DJ came in. Thanks, guys. We love you all. Emma, thank you for jumping in. We love you as well. Thank you everybody for jumping in. This is just it's awesome to do. It's nothing structured. We're not even on our set. I don't know if we've even shown our set yet.
Not yet. This is the first. This will be the introduction to our set, and then we will get. Gosh, so much hair all over me. And then we will get on. Do some live streams, some formal live streams in the studio.
Bye, Heather. It was great to see you.
Bye, Heather. Happy Easter.
11:45 in the UK.
Oh my gosh, that's so late. We're so sorry. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for staying up.
Hi, Ken. Nice to see you. Oh, it's so great that you guys jumped in. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Are we wrapping up?
I don't know. We're just saying hi. I don't know if anything's official. Everyone's saying hi and goodbye. And it was awesome to chat with you guys, Pero DJ. We need to chat more often. I don't know why we don't. We just need to. It was great hanging out with you all in the Nassau.
Oh my gosh.
Poop at work. Heidi's really making that hashtag happen. Poop at work. That's a great shirt. Someone needs to make that t-shirt. Poop at work.
Hi, Sherilyn. Well, thank you for joining us. This is pretty in our informal stuff. We usually do cruise reviews and all that stuff on our formal set, which we just created.
Yes.
Just finished, but we haven't used that yet.
We have not used the set yet because I went outside without a jacket and caught the cancer. So that's how it happens, I think.
That's not how it happens.
That's not how it happens. Stay in school, kids. Sana, yes. What's your wee Florida question? Why is everyone so stupid? It's the heat. No, I have no idea what you were going to ask. Sorry.
Hi, Riddle Travels. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Hi, Daniel. Ketchna, good to see you.
Port Canaveral to Barcelona. We've done that exact crossing.
Done that crossing.
I'll take purple, Pero DJ.
Purple.
Yep.
We have
that's pancreatic cancer is purple, so I'll rock that for sure.
You're really there now. Yeah, that's true. It doesn't. It's just
that's true, Emma. It is strange.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Stay at the is that airport?
Or head straight to the port for the hotel.
I don't know what's around Port Canaveral. Do we know? Maybe Cocoa Beach.
Okay. So are you going from Port Canaveral to Barcelona? Yeah, there is nothing by Port Canaveral.
Cocoa Beach has hotels. That would be the close. I'm sure there's some nice stuff there. We're not big fans of Cocoa Beach. If you haven't noticed.
Look, if you want hot and cold running Hep C, Cocoa Beach is wonderful.
It's not that bad.
If you're down with catching the diphtheria, Cocoa Beach, everybody.
We're not talking badly about Cocoa Beach.
No, I am. She's not.
That's not a thing. But yeah, so I think you would have better options in Orlando as far as
or even just outside Orlando. Halfway between. The port's only 45 minutes away, so it's not that. It's just when you drive from Orlando to Port Canaveral, you'll realize very quickly that there's literally nothing in between. They keep threatening us with building what they're calling their own version of downtown Disney out there, but it's just never happened. So. Personally, I don't know what kind of accommodations you like, but personally, I would get something just outside the airport, something reasonable, maybe.
Let's see, there's some good recommendations for Cocoa. Perfect.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
That would be the closest, because you are going to be on the Space Coast, so...
I have no love for Cocoa. I'm not going to get into an argument defending it. I have no love. I went to space camp, for crying out loud, people. I know all about Cocoa Beach. I honestly have no love for Cocoa Beach. Of all the locations in Florida, I'm pretty sure there's a state prison I'd rather visit than Cocoa Beach.
It's not the nicest beach.
It's so sketch. It's so sketch. I just have no love for it. That's all. When you cruise as much as we do and you see all these beautiful beaches everywhere else, it's sorry.
But look, you have lots of options here.
Yeah, totally.
It is. It's just it's a beach town, beach area, and but yeah, I think if you say, I have so much hair in my mouth. It's so gross. If you stayed at the airport or in Orlando, there's some very nice hotel options in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, it might be really cheap after all of this is done. So might get a really good deal, which is good. But it isn't far from Orlando. We Ubered from the airport to Cocoa to Port Canaveral for our Barcelona trip, and I don't know what was like $80 or something. It wasn't a lot.
No.
Well, state prison is better.
Yeah, seriously.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's still a beach. And yes, Emma, beaches should have pebbles. None of this sand. I'm just giving you a hard time, by the way.
Is Cocoa Beach methy? The place is a real meth. I was supposed to say that. You're never going to get me to say anything nice about Cocoa Beach. There's just a handful of places in Florida that my only answer is why. Seriously, why? There is so much aerospace technology around that area that if you go swimming in that water, you're probably going to grow a fifth arm. I just don't know what to tell you. If you like rocking the Stitch thing where more appendages can just pop out ad nauseum, rock and roll. It's just not a nice beach. It's just not.
That's a great question, Sean. Have you been to prison?
I'm going to answer it the way I answer all my questions. Have you been convicted? Convicted? Nah.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so there you go, Son. I hope that answered your question, as I got a little derailed there. Let's see. Space camp, yes. We need a vlog of space camp.
I did go to space camp. I've been to Port Canaveral. I've been to when I was a kid, for crying out loud. I've also been to the Kennedy Space Center way too many times. If you've never been, it's an awesome 1 or 2 visit, but it's just not what it used to be. We don't really have a space program, so it's very, very historical. It's not like what it used to be. It is what it is. It's just not my favorite thing. I think the new attractions they put in the Kennedy Space Center are awesome. Some of the projection mapping is some of the best projection mapping currently in the world, but I hate that beach. I just hate that beach with a passion. Sorry.
Oh, Emma, space camp. So in the 80s.
Oh my gosh, Emma.
I think they still have space camp. Maybe.
Sean, do you like movies about gladiators?
So space camp in the 80s, when you're watching like all of the Nickelodeon shows, your prize for all of the game shows for kids was you get to go to space camp, which is this. You know what you need to watch? You need to find. I'm sure they have it on Netflix. You have to find it. You have to watch the movie called Space Camp. It's an 80s cheesy 80s movie. It's so funny. It has Tate Donovan and oh my gosh, Steven Spielberg's wife's in it. Kate something, I don't know, but it's so funny. It's a great movie. It's great for 80s. But anyway, Space Camp, you get to go and be an astronaut.
So it really is that. They split you into two teams. One team is on the ground, and they do all the groundwork, and the other team is in the shuttle. and you train every position, but then when your team, it's time to compete, you're assigned something. I was an instruments and a communications officer, so my job was to watch everybody else's gauges, including the space shuttle, and if something was going wrong or not according to script, it was up to me to scrub certain missions or alternate courses, whatever it was. The script was the size of a book. I mean, it was like a 3-hour ordeal. We did a full-on space mission, so we launched the shuttle.
Sean was an astronaut.
We did space exercises where you do like floating and missions and stuff in space, and then we land the space shuttle, and that was the whole. It took about 3 hours to complete the whole thing.
Red zone.
No survivors.
No survivors. No survivors.
Yeah, that joke got old. Our camp counselors weren't happy because, to be honest, the movie was way cooler than the camp.
Space camp sounds like child labor.
Sounds like what?
Child labor.
Oh, it was totally child labor. It was basically a free, like we were basically child cosmonauts.
Oh my
You
gosh.
push button. When light flickers, you push button. Read script.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. But it was the thing that every single 80s kid wanted to go to space camp. You wanted to go on, what was it, like Legend of the Hidden Temple, Finders Keepers, Double Dare. There were all these shows, and everybody wanted to win to get to go to space camp. And then I found out that Sean went to space camp, and I was like, oh,
I earned my patches too. What up?
space camp. So you have to look up, watch the movie Space Camp. It is so fun. Yes, Kate Capshaw, that was it. And yes, and Kelly Preston. Leah
I don't think
Thompson.
anyone's seen that movie in years. I think we all, as humanity, have tried to agree that that movie never happened.
Somebody wants you to speak in that accent for the remainder
For what?
of this live, your Russian accent.
Welcome to Live.
If you guys have seen the show Glow,
Oh my gosh,
which is
Glow.
Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, one of the characters in there is Russian, and that's what Sean loves to do. That it's so funny.
Also sounds like all of my Russian friends on cruise ships. We every once in a while when we're on a ship, we get marked VIP from the staff, and we had this amazing guy Vlad. He comes up, he goes, it says I'm supposed to treat you better than my regular guests. What do you want me to do? Change carpet? Paint new walls? What else you need? I bring you food. It's warm. It's good. What else you want? So, I love those guys. They're great. Anyone from that side of the world has my heart because they're so sarcastic and most people don't get it. The sarcasm the game is on point over there. And I think I've pretty much killed our chat.
Nobody could put together the monkey statue, and you're like screaming
That's true.
as a kid, and you're like, put it together.
What show was Hector on?
That one. No, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, so we actually work with someone who's on the very first episode of Legends of the Hidden Temple. So there you go. How weird is that?
So cool. Yeah, Glow is amazing. It's they are doing their 3rd season. We love Glow. It's such a
Glow's
good show.
good. Bye, Ruth. Bye, Chris.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's cool.
Daniel knows the...
Love Quantum Leap. That's awesome. What ship did you guys like doing the ship tour the most? Ooh. What was the smallest ship we've done? That's...
Hi, LaTanya.
Ship tours are difficult, and every ship tour is different because we have to gauge the intensity and the desire of the people on board. So sometimes we get surprised and we'll get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and there will be nobody there, and we'll just knock out as much B-roll as humanly possible and then wait for the sun to come up to do the shots that require sunlight, right? So we'll do the internal sides of the ship first or whatever. But we've been in situations where we've gotten up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning getting ready to do, and the ship is packed.
Princess.
We're like, well, I'm sorry, where was the memo?
The average age of Princess cruisers is higher than us, and they get up early. We walked out of our room expecting the ship to be empty, like on Symphony of the Seas, and it was jammed. It was like the mall walkers were out in full force, and we're like, what are we gonna do with our ship tour? And then we realized, we could probably do it late at night, and then no one would be awake.
Bye, Emma. It was so awesome for you to
Bye,
be here.
Emma.
Have a great night. Didn't you say the Disney ship tour was the quickest? It was at the time, but since we've done much smaller ships since, like Sunrise, things like Navigator, things like that, those were super, super quick. I mean, they were really...
P&O was fast.
P&O was super fast as well.
Yeah, I don't know which one we've and the most the probably the most outtakes that we have is from Symphony of the Seas, and that ship tour took us so long. Oh my gosh, it took us forever to do that
Oh,
one.
Jay, you're so right. We end up doing that thing where you're like whipping through cones, where you just like you kind of like gauge the traffic. You're like go. The problem is Stephanie usually
just
does it
sort of
without
like-
without me knowing. I'm like, oh, and I have to chase her. But yeah, totally.
Yeah, it is. That princess was probably our toughest because it just and then they just people talk really really loud on princess. I'm like, you're literally standing next to the person you're screaming at.
It was kind of funny. There was I forget what ship we were on. It was a royal ship because we were in the big atrium and we were just sitting there shooting B-roll. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. There was just nothing but mall walkers basically, and it was just us. And then there was this group of a couple friends. They come walking by, and they're super loud. So we just sit there. We're wait for you to pass. They have every right to be there, so we're just waiting for them to pass. And they do, and we start shooting, and they immediately turn around and go back. Like I guess we were the mark of where they had to turn around and go back. And right as Stephanie's talking, Frank, that steak last night was subpar. Now Frank is like right next to like how Stephanie and I are from each other, and then you hear this clear as day. As a matter of fact, I was like, Stephanie, can you talk that loud? Because her audio is great, So yeah, we've run into situations like that. Or we had a family once follow us, and I don't think it was deliberate. I just think they were unaware that they were following us, and we were doing ship tour, and we were going from room to room. We even switched decks, switched floors, and there's this family, and they're just kind of like they were bored. They were aimlessly walking around, so they just kind of. Somebody did stop us once and demand that we help him find some location. And I'm like, we don't work here, and he's like, so you can't help me? So I immediately walked over to the map, which was right there in front of him, and I went and I helped him. Like, it says it's right here. And he's like, okay, cool. That kind of weird stuff happens to us all the time. And Stephanie will be talking. We'll be recording. Excuse me. Where is the blah blah? Man, my name tag falls off a lot.
We also get asked to take a lot of pictures.
So many photos.
Like we are the crew, the staff photography team. Sean and I will be like, they'll be like, hey, can you take our picture real fast? And Sean is like has the camera on me and I'm like, okay, sure. I'm like, hold on, Sean. And he's like, okay. And we take a picture. And of course, that always ends up being like more than one person. Can I take your picture? So it's just funny the people that you find on ships and how many people think that we are crew members filming. And they say, especially when we're on private islands, they're like, oh, there's the photography team. I'm like, where? We're not photography.
Yeah, we're not photographies. We have several blooper reels. We can I can find them and put them in the links. Superstarian Knows How says, my biggest issue with vlogging is enjoying the moment and filming. How do you balance that? Here's the deal, at least from our perspective and those from bigger vloggers that we talk to, bigger channels, I should say. At some point, you have to recognize that this is not a vacation if you're going to vlog it. That's just how it is. Now, we enjoy it. We love this, but it's absolutely work. I shoot, between Stephanie and I, we shoot roughly 3 to 4 terabytes per 7-day trip. That all gets translated to a series of drives, which I don't happen to have in front of me right now, but a lot. I travel with SSDs so they don't break, right? You can throw this against the wall and it should be fine. But then I translate all of that, and then we have to edit it and put it all together. If I wasn't vlogging, I wouldn't love cruising nearly as much as I do. I love telling stories, and I'm more fulfilled capturing the moment and enjoying. I'm capable of recognizing what I'm shooting and then trying to enjoy a little bit, but my job there is to produce content, right? So it's not really a vacation for me. I'm not speaking for Steph, but my job is to get as much content as I possibly can. We're basically hunting. We always joke, you don't ever hear it, but I call Steph the B-roll hunter, B-roll hunter, and that's all we do is we're constantly looking for B-roll. Like I have a shot on one of our carnival vlogs where a crew member does a split midair, jumps and does a split midair. If I was more interested in what was happening, I would have never caught that shot. I was just busy constantly getting angles and different shots. And so long answer short, not really, but yeah, you don't. If you don't enjoy vlogging is what it is. So I don't think it's possible to vlog and then to also cut out time for yourself. That's difficult because you're going to end up missing something. So for me, the joy comes from when the content goes live and then you all say the comments that you say. When you come back saying you love our vlogs, you think some of our vlogs are some of the best out there or whatever, we get tons of love like that. And that's really what we do. We like telling stories. So I like to travel and meet with people. There's still a lot of stuff you'll never see that doesn't make camera, like when we're having private conversations with crew who are telling us all kinds of crazy stuff, like how, certain captains have girlfriends and whatnot, whatever. Those conversations don't make it to the camera. But yeah, I don't know. I think if you don't love vlogging and storytelling, it's going to be difficult for you. We get a lot of people saying, like, how many cards do you need and how many cameras do you need? The answer is you need all the cards, and you can use just one camera, but you shouldn't be asking those kinds of questions unless you're worried about not bringing enough. We have drives and laptops and cameras, and I maintain 6 cameras. I think Stephanie and I each have a phone. We each have a GoPro. We each have a GH5, and there's also the Osmo. So I juggle every single one of those things, charge it, whatever. So I can't look at all that and going, wow, that's some vacation. But when I look back at all those trips, I wouldn't change it for the world. Shooting the glacier and chasing Stephanie around Cadiz. Stephanie legitimately asking someone, how does a map work? I mean, we wouldn't have had that. We wouldn't have had that happen if we weren't filming. We would have just walked.
Yeah, I think for me,
I'm sorry if that was too long, by the way.
That was great. That was fantastic. For me, like Sean said, it isn't. We don't vacation, we travel, and we document our travels. And by documenting it, that for us, for Sean and I, it's made us grow stronger together, closer together, and it makes you live in the moment. It makes you see things that you never would have seen beforehand if you weren't doing the video work. What Sean was saying, like, I'm a B-roll hunter. I'm like looking for the B-roll that I can, just to give Sean some exciting things to show in the video. And it's just what we do and what we love to do. We always talk about when we went on it was on the NCL ship. It was on NCL. It was on the Escape. We went on there for Sean's 40th birthday, and we were in the Haven. It was our very first Haven cabin. We had an aft balcony Haven suite, which was this wraparound balcony. It was huge. We had 2 rooms. We had a bedroom, a huge bathroom with a tub, and we did nothing. I don't actually remember anything from that trip because we weren't vlogging at the time. We weren't documenting anything. And it's kind of makes me sad to think that we missed out on so much. We had the greatest time. All I remember is it was really relaxing because we slept most of the time. We ate, we slept, we would go get a drink, and then we would repeat. And that's great for a lot of people. But after doing the vlogging and being present with filming and everything else, that's become what I want to do. I want to make sure I see everything and do all this stuff and all those other things that we've been doing with our channel. And if we were just vacationing, we would miss so much. And it's not me being lazy. I don't want to say that, but it kind of is. It's kind of just being on vacation and relaxing is now not a thing for us. We just want to see as much as we can together because you never know what tomorrow brings, as February proved. That we just never know. So if we don't want to miss out on anything. So we don't need a vacation from our trip. We don't need any of that, but we love documenting it. That's our trip. It's just what we love to do now. And we're always working anyway, so it doesn't add to anything. It's just another thing we do. So
it also needs to be stated, and my family, they took us on the MSCC side. It was a gift from them. That's how we got on the seaside in February. And they got to see firsthand just how many people, and this is in the yacht club, by the way. That's what's super surprising to me. There was no less than a dozen couples in the yacht club who approached us throughout the entire vacation in front of my family. Like, we're sitting there eating, my dad's like, and they're like, hey. And my dad's a very private guy, so he'll just kind of like keep his fork there and just like make eye contact with you, not say anything because he doesn't know what's going on, right? And then they'll just tell us like how much they love our show or whatever, and or they booked this trip because of our last yacht club vlogs or whatever. That's what makes us happy. If we were in St. Martin, and a woman from Israel ran across the port, grabbed Steph and started crying and hugged her and said that our episode 3 of our daily vlogs touched her life, and she couldn't believe that Steph shared that, and she's just crying and hugging her, and they just, that right there, the personal connections that we make with crew and with people over the world, that right there beats any vacation for me.
Yeah, it's so true.
And like Stephanie said, this is, imagine like if you did puzzles every day or you do something, this is a joint project, and it's finally time in our world where we do this professionally, so we finally get to do it for ourselves for fun, right? We don't, making video for other people is fun, but I mean, like, it's more fun to do it for yourself. I mean, don't you?
Yeah.
I hate to say it. Like Stephanie said, my 40th birthday was awesome, but we have nothing but like a handful of photographs to document it, and I missed
And memories.
and memories, but memories fade.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And Mary Ellen, you were asking about do you feel ship tours get more views? For us, kind of, yes. We actually get more views on our reviews that we do because people want to know your opinion on the ship and that kind of thing. We do our ship tours together. Well, excuse me. We used to do our ship tours together in our vlogs. We're not doing that this coming season, which might just be one ship as it's looking. But it's just one of those things that we add into our day. We started out doing ship tours. Oh, I think Justin would be able to correct me here. On
Justin's basically our living historian.
Our very first ship tour. I cannot remember the ship, but it was me holding the camera myself and shooting selfie style, basically exploring the ship together. So Sean and I started doing the tours because it was day 2. We have no idea what the ship has to offer. Let's go see it all from top to bottom, and that's what we did. That has sort of evolved to be a little bit more, I don't know how to put, more polished, I guess, in a way, where Sean's filming me. We still don't have a script or anything like that when we do our ship tours. It's very loose. And that's one of the reasons why this season we have started changing things around, because we want to produce a ship tour that is a ship tour and not part of our vlog. We're changing that up a little, something that's a little more informational for people who are searching for just informational stuff.
Yeah, and let's be honest though. Let's be honest though too. As our channel grows, we're getting people from companies reaching out to us. PR agencies have reached out. Cruise lines have reached out. One particular cruise line reached out to us and said very specifically that they love our videos. That's why they're reaching out. They were going to put us up and they're going to have us do all this stuff. But they requested that if we do our typical ship tour as we currently do, they requested if we do another one that was just B-roll and VO without Stephanie on camera. And it wasn't anything personal. It's just that that's their corporate feel, is they don't want any particular entity representing their brand. They just wanted the camera to represent their brand. So other companies have told us that as well. So it's not about not liking how we do things. It's that we want to reach a broader audience with some things, and the companies are asking us to do not different but new kinds of content. So
we're evolving,
changing, we're evolving it up.
Justin said it was a lure. I thought that was right.
The first Ultimate Guide was a lure. Yep.
And that's a big ship.
Yeah, Stephanie passed out for sure.
Because I had to hold the camera myself and do everything myself, and I was a little bit OCD about doing it myself.
Yeah, to answer your question about the ship tours, we do the ship tours so people will find us, and we hope they're helpful for people. But to be honest, as you see us going further, or actually people like Justin know our whole story, right? But as we go further, you'll start seeing that it's really about the vlogging for us, and our vlogs are going to change just a little bit. Not anything dramatic, but just a little bit. It's more story driven, more storytelling. I've worked in video for 20 years, and I now get to be the storyteller. I'm normally like the graphics person or something technical. I like to do the editing and the storytelling, and my friends who are editors and whatnot, who work on shows, we've been talking, and just I've got a lot of friends at like in Den Malshine, for example, and they make all the shows for Bravo, like Below Deck and all that. And they've told me their secrets to how they do things, and I'm just trying to up my game. And I have some ideas of things that I just want to explore and tell more of an episodic story. I would like our vlogs to be a lot more entertaining and a lot less just filler. Some people think, oh, day 5, I don't care about what you did on day 5. We're trying to get away from, the genericism of it all and try to make it more
episodic.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And I'm sure genericism's not a word, but if it is, that would win in Scrabble.
We're just trying to. So for us personally, we just want to up our game every time. We are our worst critics, and we're like, how can we do better? How can we shoot that better?
That's the Disney in us,
I can see that. I can try that way. And I'll watch shows on TV like. Survivor's a really good one for B-roll, especially because they get some amazing angles and time lapse and slow motion stuff. Not with the people, not with the games, but everything else. If you watch Survivor, watch the B-roll. It's beautiful. So I'm like, ooh, I can try that one, or I can try that one. Things like stupid things like going through palm trees and having the palm frond touch the lens, and you come out and it goes soft, like the focus goes soft. So things like that. So for this season, we wanted to sort of up our game. We've done 2 seasons of, we've progressed, and we've gotten better and better and better and polished and more, with stuff that we do. But we wanted to change something a little bit more, something that you would see on TV versus something that you would see on YouTube. So that's kind of what we're doing, and we have it. That's how we're going to produce our MSC series, which should be really, really fun.
Yeah, I mean, we're taking the opportunity because we've already done MSC, the same exact trip, basically. So we're trying to do something a little bit different, experiment, and find different ways of telling stories. But that's the Disney in us. We both have worked for Disney in some capacity for almost our entire lives. And Disney always asks you, how can you plus this? How can you make it better? So every single time we're done with the series, we always talk. We watch all the episodes, and we're like, how could this be better? What could we have done? Could I have said this? Could I have said that? Could I have shot this? What do you think about this thing? We went back and forth about cameras for a long time. We used to have a different camera system than we do now. We use the current camera system because Steph loves the way skin tones look. Specifically, her eyes pop really well on that particular sensor. When you're the host of a show, you got to have the host be happy. So if she's thinking she's ugly the whole time, you're just never going to work out. That's why we don't use the Sony. The Sony camera is a gorgeous, wonderful system that everybody uses, but it's super harsh on skin tones. Super harsh.
It's great for low light, though.
Sony is awesome for low light and sports, but anything else outside of that, the sensor is just not the right sensor.
Yeah, we tried. There's a camera rental store here in Orlando that we tried a bunch of different things, and we went outside and we did tests, and I was like, nope, nope, nope. So we just have boiled it down to our current camera system, and we're pretty happy with it, and we're happy with the shots that we get. But it's always about trying new things and experimenting, and but we can't push it too far because then people will be like, whoa, that's weird. So it's a delicate balance, and we're trying to find it, and it's fun. It's kind of a game. For us, we're like, ooh, how many people are going to watch this one this time? And we don't care about the views. We just will care about, if people like what we're producing. So it's
yeah. Like I said in the past, every producer out there wants a YouTube channel for a different reason. Some people just want to be famous, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have 2 or 3 really close friends that have massive YouTube channels. They don't believe they're famous, but they are. But they wanted they wanted that fame. They just want to be internet famous, which turns around and makes them money. And there's nothing wrong with that. We did it initially to document the inability to have kids, and then that rolled into this cruise thing, which is now a cancer cruise thing, whatever it happens to be. It's just our lives, and I'm grateful for doing it because not only do I get to hone my skills as an editor and a storyteller, but I get to work on a nonstop project with Stephanie forever, and that's pretty awesome. And you know what? Knock on wood. If something happens, if for whatever reason I lose this battle that I'm fighting, Stephanie has a library of memories that we would not have if we weren't vlogging. I don't care how many photos we've taken in the past. I don't care what's on our Insta feed. I don't care how many albums or we've got photo frames all over the house. It just doesn't compare to sitting down and be able to hit play and literally watch 70, 80, 100 hours of our lives together. So I'm grateful that we did it, and I'm the only thing I regret about vlogging is not vlogging sooner and certain trips we didn't vlog. So the only thing I've ever regretted about vlogging is not vlogging.
That's right. That's it. Irene, that is a great question. Did you fall in love with cruising after your very first cruise? No, we hated it. What was your very first cruise you've been on, and how was it? So, as I just said, we hated it. We went on the Holland America Oosterdam out of San Diego, which is a beautiful port, by the way, if you can ever sail out of San Diego. It was in 2011.
It was not a beautiful ship.
It was awful. The waves were awful.
That was awesome.
I was so sick the whole time. It was my very first time. The C bands they sold in the store were Velcro bands that were hard, like they were Velcro. So they scratched my face. I had scratches from sleeping because I rubbed my hands like this. It was terrible. And then we had to dress up. Sean had to wear a tie. I have a picture of him with his tie. This is the very first time I've ever seen him in a tie. And it was just terrible. We hated it. It was awful. It was not for us. So we lived in California we were there for about 8 months, and we came back to Florida, and Sean and I were like, okay, let's let's give this cruising thing a try. It looks really cheap, so we went on a 4-day cruise on the Enchantment of the Seas for Royal Caribbean, and it was okay. It was. We drank a lot. Like, we drank so much, and they didn't have drink packages then, so we ended up spending a lot of money, and we didn't know. I think we mentioned this on our last one. We were swiping that card like, woo! We were big spenders.
Cruising's awesome.
This is so great. We're like, oh, and then day 4 here, we're like at the bill, and I'm like,
yeah, we turn on the TV and there's this number on the TV. I'm like, what number is that? Is that our cabin number?
Was a TV. Because I don't think it was on TV.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe it was a printout. Yeah,
paper printout. Oh, I think I had a heart attack. So, it was an okay cruise. We then ended up going on the Enchantment a second time, and it was a little better. We really didn't like the dress up thing. We were really not happy at that place in our life. We just weren't there yet. We weren't.
And there were people openly scolding you for not dressing up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a different time in the world.
If you've been on P&O, how they scold people for not dressing up, it was very similar on Enchantment of the Seas.
Yeah, things have changed. It's not
things
like that anymore.
Things have changed now. So then we decided, it was like, so it was Sean's birthday. I think it was his 35th birthday, maybe. 34, 35, it doesn't matter. For his birthday, I said, let's go try out this Norwegian company. Who was this NCL, this Norwegian cruise line? They had, the Getaway was brand new. We sailed in May, and the Getaway came out in January or December, whatever. So it was brand new. It only had a few sailings. And so we're like, okay, this is free. What is freestyle cruising? Well, this is our last chance. This is it. We're going to give it one more shot. If we like this freestyle thing, we don't have to dress up. They have some good food options. All right, let's give it a try. So we went on that ship, and we actually ended up loving it. And we loved everything about it. It was the perfect place for us at the time in our mid-30s where we didn't want to dress up. We got to do what we wanted to do when we wanted to do it. And it was awesome. So now we are a different place. We love dressing up and getting more formal and going to cocktail hour and doing tea time. But we're now in our 40s, so it's a bit different. But we hated cruising when we first started. It was terrible.
It's not what it is now, though.
No.
We're two things. One, Aaron Anderson said, "Get a good idea and stay with it. Dog it and work at it until it's done right." That's a Walt Disney quote. Totally agree. I'm not sure if you're the Aaron Anderson that I know, but if you are, love you, man. You're an amazing human being, and it's great to see you here. If you're not, well, I love you anyway. You're on our chat, so you're family automatically. But Disney. That's referring to us always wanting to plus things. No matter what project we've ever done, you at Disney, you always get to a certain point, and then you just keep moving. There's just no finish line, really, and that's how we try to take that philosophy to what we're doing. Going back to the cruising thing. We are very much Vegas people. When I introduced Stephanie to Vegas for the first time, she was hooked. We only lived like 4 or 5 hours away, so we do the drive all the time. So we're very much like a nice meal, a good show, nice modern and clean establishment, good food, good drinks. We're much that. We're hanging out amongst the lights and fountains and things like that. That's the kind of couple that we are. So when we found things like Symphony and whatnot, and some of the other cruise lines as well, we were like, oh wow, this is basically a floating Vegas casino. Life is good. When we first started, it wasn't like that. And Sana asked why we chose Hal. We didn't choose Hal. It was a company event, and it was a nightmare because they said bring your family, and then the jerk who owns the company made the families all attend company meetings, which were all day long. It was absurd. I'm talking 14 hours of this guy just jawing off about God knows what. Around 90% of the people in the room don't even work there. And it was just a nightmare. And then when we finally got time off, we were all like drinking and having fun. Well, they were against drinking, and they would come judge us. It's like, you brought us on a thing. You bought drink packages or whatever. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
So Sana, that was to answer your question.
Yeah.
It was a work trip.
Yeah.
And we all got on the ship for free for part of going on as a work cruise. It was awful. I'm surprised we got on another ship after that one, but clearly we did.
Hey, dressing casual is fun, and I'm all for it, but there's something nice about dressing up, especially when I get to see Stephanie all dressed up. Maybe I'm becoming more sentimental, looking morality straight in the eyes right now, like straight down the barrel, if you will. But there's something awesome about proudly walking with Stephanie in my arm or right behind her, and just like this is just looking around, going, I've got a beautiful wife. I'm on a beautiful ship, about to have some amazing food. Wonderful life is good, And so I don't necessarily look forward to dressing up, but it's something fun about getting all dolled up and just being like, here's my beautiful wife. I get to hang out with this beautiful woman for an evening, and just spend some time. And so, I used to hate dressing up, and now I've come to the point where I actually kind of dig it. It's fun because it marks a new segment. It's kind of fun at night to see everybody all dressed up like you're at, not like a prom or anything, but you're at some kind of formal thing where it's just nice. Everyone's looking good. What did that lady say? Some lady came up to us and said something like, "Oh, y'all are 5 and 9" or something. I don't know. But I forget what the saying was. But anyway, it's just kind of neat. But it's not for everybody, and it's not all the time. Each cruise is different. I wouldn't rock a nice, jacket on a booze cruise, for example.
No, we did on Sunrise.
Yeah, and we did on Sunrise and got some weird looks. Yeah. Except the bar staff loved it.
We do our own thing, Well, you want to wrap it up? So we've been on here 2 hours.
Yeah, I didn't realize we've been on 2 hours. Life with you all is awesome. I can talk all day because of you all. So thank you for helping me get into a better mood. This cancer sucks. It really does. So thank you so much for all of your love, all of your affection. Thank you for being our family.
Yes, thank you so much for everything. Still, guys, your messages and everything, we read them all. I'm so sorry we can't comment to all of them. We try. Most of the time I'm sleeping or passed out, and I read them real fast and I pass back out again. So I'm so sorry, but thank you for everything. We do appreciate you, and we appreciate you spending the last 2 hours with us. That's amazing. You guys are amazing. I like this tea time with Sean and Stef.
Yeah, it's cool. Tea time.
It's kind of fun. Tea time. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Have a great Easter if you celebrate Easter, and
we love and adore each and every one of you. Thank you to everybody out there. Life sucks right now for everybody, so for the fact that even one of you shows up and hangs out in chat is unreal. And right now we've got a couple hundred people. It's so awesome. You're welcome, Sana. About Coco, I didn't mean to offend anybody who's like Coco for life or whatever. # Coco life. It's just not mine, but you're welcome. I personally wouldn't stay there. It doesn't mean there's not. I'm sure there's a reputable establishment there somewhere. It's just not for me. But it's so great to see every single one of you. We love all of you. Pero DJ, so awesome to see you. Emma, it was great to see you.
Sana, everybody, so great.
So yeah, I don't know how to say it other than we love and adore each and every one of you. And thank you for everything. Here's a big virtual hug from us to you. Trying to keep socially distant, but we love you all.
Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, so we're going to end it.
Yeah.
And stay tuned. We'll have some more tea times with Sean and Stef.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I have a slate for that. Oh, here it comes.
Every time.